This is LEGO set 40581, Bionicle, Tahu, and Takua. This is the first official Bionicle set we've had in 7 years, since 2016, and the community has gone crazy over this thing. If you're not tapped into the Bionicle niche, it's pretty rapid. The interconnected storyline, the fantastic toy design, the movies, comics, books, video games, flash games, one of which I've streamed, made Bionicle something so profoundly unique. There were so many different points of entry that it allowed such a massive community to cultivate. And despite Bionicle being a huge player in the continued success of LEGO and the fact that they didn't go bankrupt in the early 2000s, LEGO just hasn't made any Bionicle sets since G2. And honestly, G2 felt a little half-assed. The sets were cool, but story, the lore, all of the cross-media content just didn't feel the same. Now don't get me wrong, I did like Bionicle G2, and I bought a handful of sets from it as well because I wanted to show LEGO that I support this line. But here we are, 2023. It could have been just another Bionicle-less year, but they gave us this. This set is a GWP gift with purchase. So to qualify to get this set, you had to spend $100 on original LEGO themes. So City, Ninjago, Monkey Kid, Creator 3-in-1, Classic, Friends, and Dots. So I'm pretty sure that didn't even include Creator Expert stuff. Which, yeah, I mean, it would have been awesome if I could have got, the new A-frame cabin to qualify for this or something, but to be honest, this isn't what a lot of people think it is. Since the leaks and official announcements of this, I've seen so many YouTube thumbnails and titles and articles saying Bionicle is back in 2023. Are we getting G3? Is Bionicle reviving? LEGO is confirming that there's new Bionicle coming. And as much as I would love that to be true, it just isn't. This set is a celebration of original LEGO themes, Bionicle being one of the most important and groundbreaking in LEGO's history. LEGO focused on their imaginative play, really honed in on unlicensed and really storyless themes. So we had space and pirates and knights and castle, all these different things that kids could put their own stories, build their own things for. But when LEGO was going down the poopers in the late 90s and they licensed and they sold like hotcakes, they realized, hey, maybe kids do like an interconnected story and media empire. Because they didn't make all that money off of the Star Wars sets because of licensing fees, LEGO decided to make their own. And that was the first step into things like Ninjago and Monkey Kid, hell, even LEGO Chima. This is a thank you to the fans that made that possible. This is a love letter to Bionicle fans and LEGO fans in general, and it does a great job at doing that. Not only is this set a representation of Toa Tahu and Takua, two of the most popular characters from the line, it's also built in system bricks, not the Bionicle and Hero Factory construction figure pieces with the big old ball joints. This is Bionicle in LEGO system. And I know not everyone's happy with this, that it looks a little weird, it doesn't look totally like Bionicle, but it's not supposed to be new Bionicle. This is the closest to LEGO Bionicle has ever been. I built this last night with my dad while watching the new episode of Curse of Oak Island. They didn't find it, by the way. And I was giving my dad a lecture on Bionicle lore and sort of the history of the toy line, and he stopped and said, "Is Bionicle a LEGO thing?" As kids, we were more than likely aware that it was LEGO because it was in the LEGO toy aisle. But parents, seeing the movies, seeing the actual toys, they weren't really LEGO. LEGO had spent so much time establishing itself as a brand with the LEGO system, bricks with studs and tubes on the bottom that interlock, not super specialized ball-jointed pieces. There was a handful of sets that were like minifigure scale that used system bricks back in the day, but those felt more like a forced bastardization. They didn't feel like Bionicle Legos. Cracking open this box, reading the manual, and building these characters felt like I was popping open a canister again. Yeah, it wasn't exactly the same, and I would have loved for it to come in a canister, but I get it. And not only did it feel like I was building Bionicle again, it felt like I was building Legos. This set strikes an amazing balance between the two, gives us fantastic representations that are very clearly visually inspired by the Matanui Online game, one of the very first touchstones of Bionicle lore that most people experienced. I love Bionicle, but let's be real, these original Toa Mato, besides their little gear function, really didn't have all that stellar articulation. But this guy, with his mix of ball joints and hinges, gets so much expression and movement out of it that he can actually get into that original surfing pose from all the marketing renders. This guy, despite not even coming with a surfboard, could not get into that pose. The original Towa couldn't even turn their heads. It actually gives us the first official version of Takua in his original Latoran form. For the Mask of Light movie, we got this Takua that's a bit bigger and brawnier built and came with the crab, I think. But these are what the original Latoran looked like. Lovingly called the Mictorans because they came in McDonald's polybags. These are the lovely little friendly villagers of all the different tribes. They had these funny little arms that you could throw Kanohi discs with, and these big old doofy feet, and of course Bionicle's trademark masks. And I gotta say, this Takua is probably my favorite part of this set. They did such a great job at capturing the fun-loving little doofy energy. Reminds me a lot of the Game Boy Advance games, Matoran Adventure I think was one of them. And they even gave Takua his backpack, which only ever appeared in the Motunui online game. I need a tattoo of Takua, like right here. We also have this printed mask piece, which yeah, I would have really liked to have a molded mask, but all of these molds are more than likely destroyed, if not just retired, and that's a very expensive process. And gifts with purchase don't get new pieces. So they did the best with what they could. But what I love is that these mask prints are clearly inspired by the Motunui online game. And they even have a little metallic print around the eyes to sort of emulate light piping. Side note, the circle with the Motunui and Makuta stones is really, really cool. I do wish that there was a print on it for their faces, but we got printed masks, so there is clearly love and attention put into this by the designers, who even revealed some of their other concepts for this gift with purchase, which all of them were amazing and looked so awesome. And yeah, maybe a couple of those I would have liked more than this, but in the end, this I think was the right choice. This is a celebration of LEGO, the theme, and Bionicle fans in general, proved only more by what is in the manual. On the first page, we get LEGO's more sustainable packaging initiative and some of the original artwork now superimposed with the new Tahu and Takua. But on the next page is this beautiful 2-page spread with that classic brick stair background and some of the original promo images. There's a read-up on there from Greg Farshtey, who, if you don't know, wrote pretty much all of the Bionicle books, comics, lore, and had just an unprecedented amount of connection to the community. I've never seen a creator of something like this, especially a toy line, have so much interaction with fans as Farshtey did. So it's amazing that LEGO got him to write something for this manual. Unfortunately, they did spell his name wrong, which is an oversight. These things happen, and LEGO gets some prints wrong all the time. The quote reads, "In 2001, the LEGO Group introduced a new theme that would become a global sensation. LEGO Bionicle. The story of mighty heroes with elemental powers took the world by storm and inspired comics, novels, and 4 movies. Now, 2 of the most popular characters, Tahu and Takua, return in the form of this exclusive set, in system bricks. This special set is not only a tribute to the Bionicle heroes, it's a thank you to the legion of fans who have kept the spirit of Bionicle alive for more than 20 years. It's the passion and creativity of the fans of all ages that ensure the legends of the Toa will always live on." Greg Farshtey. That gave you goosebumps? Gave me goosebumps. What I am super excited for is to see what the fans do with this. A year or 2 back, we got that 50 Years of Play box set, and I think it was a Walmart exclusive, that came with a bunch of little mini builds and a handful of classic bricks, and one of those was this little doofy Tahu build. And even though it wasn't on a Bionicle branded set, it was an official Tahu from LEGO. Fans went wild with this and made mocks of all the other Toa and characters in that doofy little style. And even though it was just this tiny little thing, Bionicle fans latched onto it. I can't even imagine the extent of creativity that this set will inspire in the community. I cannot wait to see the mocks that people make of the other Toa in this system style with these Mixel ball joints. Hell, building this gave me tons of ideas of my own, and I'm really excited to get cracking on mock building. So yeah, Bionicle isn't back. But LEGO knows that we love it, and they gave us something to show that. Construction figures just aren't as profitable as they were back in the early 2000s, and they've tested the market multiple times, and they continue to do it with the LEGO Marvel superheroes. I don't know if Bionicle will receive a revival, but its spirit lives on. In sets like this, in the fans that make some amazing mocks and creations, and it lives on in the spirit of the Marvel mechs and buildable action figures, those beautiful mechs from the Ninjago series. Bionicle is still very much alive and well and loved by many. And this gorgeous little desk piece is a fantastic inclusion to any Bionicle fan's collection. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is LEGO testing the water to see if, hey, is the Bionicle brand really that profitable? Will enough people go out of their way to spend $100 on original themes just to get this set? I did. I would have spent $100 on keychains to get this set, just to show LEGO that I'm only doing it for this. I did end up getting a Monkey Kid set that I really wanted, so, you know, win-win. And hey, maybe LEGO will see it. Maybe they'll give some official acknowledgement at least, or maybe, just maybe, they'll release another set. I hope you enjoyed me nostalgically blabbering on about Legos and Bionicle, because I enjoyed doing it. I love Bionicle, and I would love to do more Bionicle content, whether it be retro reviews of all the old sets, or I mean, even playing the video games that are surprisingly really good. If you do, make sure to comment, let me know what you think about this set and what other LEGO or Bionicle related content you would love to see. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon because I see you, so you don't miss any of the other awesome content we have on the Nostalgic Network. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time.